everyone, we're here again. Yes. Again. Well,
It's kind of like, wait. Really, we never left. This is just a show that we pre-recorded that we did right after the last show.
exactly. Well, just in case you forgot, my name is Hiram.
I'm BK.
I'm Chris. And we are the Hang On to Your Shorts Film Festival podcast coming from live,
Really live, yeah.
from beautiful Red Bank, New Jersey, a shared universe podcast studios. With our everything extraordinary Ming Chen on the board. Thank you, Ming.
Anytime, gentlemen. Anytime. Welcome back.
Welcome back to you. You've been traveling.
My goodness, where have you not been?
I thought November was going to be an easy month, but I'll be in Delaware and Denver this month. And, where was I? Minneapolis. That was the big one. That was awesome.
Everywhere.
Minneapolis
everywhere.
is awesome.
Next time.
You hang with the whole crew, too, guys.
Yes. Yeah, you guys are always invited. Always invited.
Thank you, and we appreciate that. And you know what? It just happens so fast. By the time that we catch up, that's where Ming is. I swear, many times I'm like, I would have liked to have been there. That would have been nice to go to, But I do find out last minute. But one of these days we're gonna check out your website and get on it and just be there.
Yes, it is this weekend. The Blue Hen Comic Con Dover. Dover, Delaware, yes.
A little bit farther down there?
Yeah, it'll be fun, though. It'll be fun. Yeah, if I see any...
What have you been promoting? You've been with the Clerks crew, right?
I have, yeah. I was with them last weekend. It was awesome. It was awesome. Kevin J, Brian O'Halloran, Jeff Anderson, Marion Gigliotti, and then the Mallrats crew too. Ethan Suplee, Jason Lee. It's pretty cool. It's fun because your friends are there too. Taking over a new town, showing them a little bit of Jersey. It's great. I mean, that's what we do when we roll over too. So
of course.
It's like Texas. Houston didn't know I hit them guys. So yeah.
I talked about this to this day. I was in Texas 2 weeks ago, unfortunately, for a it was in Austin, and flew in and flew out. But when I was there, so I said to me, have you been to Texas before?
Oh, have I?
Yeah,
Oh, have I?
I was here in Big Way a few years ago, and I told him who I was with, because that was that's like my band. And I was like, I was hanging out with the Hang On to Your Shorts crew, as long as you guys. And it took us around, and we went here, we went there, and I was talking to this one woman who was from Houston. She's like, "Oh wow, I know that area quite well." She's like, "Sounds like you guys had a great time." I said, "Neil's Bar." I said, "This place and that place." She's like, "Oh yeah, definitely."
Yeah, a few years ago, I had a film in Comic Palooza. It was right. It's Houston Comic Palooza.
Yeah.
Houston.
Houston is
Yeah, I just
Palooza,
didn't get a
guys.
chance
Let's
to go. I really
Let's go.
It's a fun
I should have
party.
gone.
And you know what? Just like concerts, the cons, are just a place where like-minded people just get together and you just have a wonderful time with young people, old people, beautiful people that look like Chewbacca. It's freaking awesome.
I don't know if I saw anything like that, but yeah.
Come on, there were plenty of cosplayers. Bro.
Yes, no, that's true. Yes.
But you know what? We couldn't begin our show without giving a big, huge shout out to our buddy Ming, who's just like an inspiration in a lot of ways. But we're not gonna go down that route. We have once again for the second time in a row, our buddy Chris O, who has been very busy.
Yes.
So
we want
to know where have you been and what have you been doing.
So I think last time I was here was July or August.
Yes.
I think that was the last time we were here.
No. Since then, I've been to a few festivals for one of my films, Without, and
you
both
won.
those festivals I've won. I've won Best Actor, and then this past weekend I won Best Picture.
So numerous awards.
Yes, for this one film, and then it's gonna. This past Sunday was the last festival the film is going to be playing at, because it's been about I try to give like a film 6 months to a year in festivals. Just how they you enter one in the winter time, it's going to be playing in the springtime. Summer we'll play in the fall kind of thing. So I try and give it like 6 months to a year, and then we're going to put it online And yeah, I remember explaining the film to you guys, and actually 2 weeks after we met up for an episode, I did the screening at Smodcastle.
Yes.
And that was actually more successful than I thought it would be. Because I wasn't anticipating it to be, I want to say we had close to 100 people.
This is late August, right?
Yep, August. I think it was August 19th. You guys were generous enough for me to promote it on the show here. And yeah, I think it was about, I want to say, because we got the back, like the theater in the back, I think sat like 92. And there was glimpses where I was looking up while I was doing like Q&As or talking, and a few empty seats, but a lot of people standing up. So I'm just going to say we had 100 people at the most. Yeah, that was pretty awesome.
I don't know anybody's going to get on here and dispute it.
Yeah. Well, it's the internet. You never know. Right. But no,
but no, 100 people. There were like 10.
But in all seriousness, that was a lot of fun. And then up until this past weekend, I was doing a festival in Staten Island, which was awesome.
Oh wow!
One of the best.
Was it?
It was Wave Stock Film Festival.
Well,
it was at in Staten Island. It was at Flagship Brewing Company. I don't know if anyone's ever been there. It's right by the ferry in Staten Island. Okay. And it was like a mixture of like the guy who was running the festival like was also in a band. So like it was like they would do like a block of films, live music.
Oh, very cool.
Block of films, live music. They had live merchandise. Like they had merchandise on like the side where you could buy art. They had like a massage therapist there. It was like,
oh wow,
it was like I've never
nice.
seen that. And then
it's like a Lollapalooza.
Yeah. And then I was leaving a little bit earlier, and he was like, "Well, I have something for you." And I didn't know what he was saying, and he just pulled out like this massive award, and it was the only award of the whole festival, so that made it even more like special.
Wow.
Yeah, so I thank you, Wave Stock. That was awesome. But yeah, no, it was pretty good, especially for that film. Like I said, how I described like what that film meant to me and everything. For it to kind of win something, I think is pretty special.
That was Without.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice. Because I know you've done some others.
Yeah, I've done a few other some like this summer. I tried filming as much as I could. But yeah, no, that was a good time. It was a good time, and I'm happy to get another project and another festival this spring. So. But yeah, that's pretty much what I've been up to.
Nice. That is awesome. Well, anything going on? When are you filming again?
I don't know. I know you and I, we us three. Last time we talked, we wanted to film some funny little things.
Yeah. We were. I'm still like the wheels the wheels are still turning.
Yeah,
right?
But I haven't recently. I haven't been filming anything. I didn't get casted in anything, which is it's. I mean, with the strike ending and whatnot, I'm not SAG, but you'll see some more projects that feature SAG actors that I just see a lot of my friends are starting to hop into more auditions. I've just kind of taken a break of like filming a little bit. I might.
There were some projects. Obviously, none of them were with me, so I'm not going to talk. I can't. But there were projects shooting.
I'm not going to talk about them.
No, but I'm not speaking about any specific one. But there were projects that were shooting all throughout the strike. They got permission.
Yeah, because they were probably using non-union actors, right. And I think there was a feature film. I just know Anne Hathaway was in it, where they had like some sort of, I don't know if there was a regulation or a deal where like they could film. I don't know the details, but like Hiram was saying, there was a few.
It's Anne Hathaway. She probably
Yeah. Jersey.
Yeah.
She's from Jersey.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I haven't really been busy in that regard. I've been just trying to promote these projects. I had a busy summer filming. I've noticed that like these things come in waves where I'm not like, there's not like, for me anyway, there's not like consistent work, which is fine, but it seems like when I'm busy, I'm busy. Like I have back-to-back projects. I have, I'm going to festivals. I'm doing a bunch of other stuff. So, yeah. I mean, I'm happy for the downtime, especially with the holidays around the corner. Things kind of tend to slow down anyway.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, I mean, I look at it as, all right, I'm going to kind of relax November, December, and then when January hits, like let's hit the ground running and do some stuff.
So when do you think like the gates are going to open up again with productions? Now, usually the holidays are downtime all the time.
Yeah.
When things really ramp up in the spring. Is it going to be the same this year, or do you think that as soon as productions start, they're just going to start churning?
Yeah, I mean, I think they're going to just start like going. I know a friend of our mutual friend of ours, Catherine Maluski. She said she has about 4 auditions this week.
Oh wow!
And some of them are for like Christmas related commercials. So I think like with the strike kind of ending, I think people, you heard like on a bigger scale, like what is it? Stranger Things was going to start filming like as soon as possible. Last of Us is starting to film like as soon as possible. Like, so I think like it gave the time for I don't know what the strike entailed. Like if you couldn't even like write, because it's different. Like writing is such a very personal thing. So I
think everyone was doing what they had to do.
Yeah, I feel like the writers for like, let's say Last of Us or Stranger Things, like they probably like fine-tuned the scripts, and like once it ended, they were like, let's go. And that's kind of how on a bigger scale, I think there's these things in motion. And on a smaller scale, with using SAG actors, I think people have like things lined up. It didn't affect me because I'm not SAG.
I'm not SAG either.
So
Neither am I.
I still, I was still trying. I was still out there, trying to support as much as I could. I didn't hit any picket lines, and I was trying to. If I was going to do any projects, I was still going to pay people. You could still, obviously non-union could still get paid, but I think I saw some people who were SAG. They were just. It was a waiting game, and it was like all summer. It felt like, So and that led into the fall until just like maybe last week, I think. So, I think it's going to hit the ground running.
Yeah, I think the other people that are getting hit hard are all the production people.
Absolutely.
Who had to like take a back seat while this was all going on, because if nothing's going on,
what are they doing?
Gaffers, there's nothing to do. I mean, like, this is like, I was listening to some podcast and we're talking about. I think it's What a Joke with Tom Papa and Fortune Feimster, and they were talking about like
Sirius XM.
Yeah, how tough it was to actually like how hard it would be for them, because they don't always make as much money as the actors and production like all this other stuff, so it affected banged a lot of people up.
It affected a lot of people, much more than even our imaginations, because craft services, like the food services, obviously, all the support services, for film and television were affected, and I've worked on indie films and stuff like that, but I'm still trying to get my next waiver, my next SAG waiver, so that I could finally join the union, because it's like one of those things, like, how do you join? How do you get Taft-Hartley anymore? You don't, like you have to earn those credits, and then whatever. But I'm so happy. It's over. Although I've heard some SAG people still saying that they're not happy with this contract, but
I guess give it a little time.
Locked in for the next 3 years. Absolutely.
And not to get like super like serious about, the one thing I just hope that like the AI likeness, or
that's was the sticking point.
That's what's kind of that's what's a little terrifying, and I'm not too, like I said, I don't know it, like I don't know the ins and outs of it, but how they are approaching it, where let's say they could use like let's say when Harrison Ford passes away, like how could they not use any of his imagery, let's say, for like future Indiana Jones movies, right? Or like with what's going on, unfortunately, like Bruce Willis, like I think his wife said that like they were doing like an AI voice of his, like for a commercial or something. Like that's just scary to me. It's like, obviously these stars are never gonna, like in that regard, these stars are never gonna like pass away, but are they gonna be getting paid for their likeness and their service? Like that's what's, I think that was the main thing of it all, like AI taking over like people's jobs, like our jobs,
right?
So that's what I hope gets kind of like
fixed,
like rectified almost, So it's a weird world we're living in. I feel like we're living in Terminator or something, like yeah.
I see a rabbit hole and a slippery slope opening up behind us.
Yeah,
I want to pull us away from it.
yes, sorry.
But no, absolutely.
Yes, I feel it.
No, in a couple of seconds, I want to talk about some of the, some of our sponsors and some of the.
Yeah, I'm gonna chime in here real quick. Check this out. Look at this hardware here. Look at this guy.
Oh, nice!
Awesome wave stock. Best picture.
Thank you. Yeah, it's cool. It is a legit like it was heavy.
I was jealous.
Yeah.
Like, why can't we have these?
Yeah.
We blew our budget.
Yeah.
The
I'm just that one thing.
which was crazy. The gentleman, I think his name is Mark, who runs the festival. He got like grants from Staten Island like arts.
Oh, okay.
And he's like, the reason I got these grants so this festival could be free of charge, and I guess he could invest in an award like that and other things, which I think is insane. That's awesome. Like crazy. So I do appreciate them for, I wasn't expecting that. I don't go to festivals expecting to win a lot, honestly, just because there's been times where I've submitted things and I was like, oh, yeah, I'll definitely get nominated, and then you don't, and it's a very humbling experience, right? Mm-hmm. And this was like early on in my career, so now I'm really just trying to go for the connections, and I wish sometimes like whoever was in the film with my director, writer, cast members would come, because I made a handful of connections at this festival already.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
And look what happened when I went to you guys. Now look, I'm working with you guys. So it can lead to great stuff, so.
Well, this is acting 101. Anytime you're ever cast for something, the moment that you're wrapped on that project and that project begins to get promoted, I absolutely do believe. I know that there's some cynics. Listen, I do what I got paid for. No.
Yeah.
You have to value add to your project, and if you want it to succeed, you know what, you're going to take the time. Mm-hmm. And as long as it's not cost restrictive, if you could drive a couple of hours to a con or to a festival to promote your fellow, creators and people you worked for. Yeah, absolutely.
Especially if you had a really good experience, like if it was great working with people, that camaraderie and that whole idea of, you work together on a project, like this is not the end of the project. Mm-hmm. The project is just, like maybe even beginning with it going to festivals and stuff like that.
I've tried kind of in pre-production of certain projects, be like, hey, this film doesn't stop like when we wrap. Like I would love for you guys to come to festivals. I would love for you guys to come and support. And also like if you come, I guarantee you're going to make some connections.
Yeah.
And a handful of people did that for a few of my films, and I really, I thank them for it. But at the end of the day, I think it just helps your career out too. But I know some people just look at it as like, all right, I'm just going to come on this weekend and then I'm done.
Right.
So.
Right.
No. Well, speaking of, we can't talk about it 100% just yet, but I really looking forward to being able to officially make some of the announcements that we're kind of hoping to make.
Yeah.
Very soon about the 2024 edition of the Hang On to Your Shorts Film Festival. But as far as networking opportunities and it was going to be very different than it was last year. Not to be the dead horse, but a one-day festival turned into a two-day festival this year.
And a sleepover.
Yes. Well, that normally would not be a bad thing, but when you have 2 days, then not everybody gets to meet everyone.
Right.
All of that. And we like the camaraderie. We love.
Oh, no. I'm totally digging that whole part. Yeah.
Exactly. So this year, some big changes in the horizon for the Hang On to Your Shorts Film Festival and for the better.
These are secret things because I don't even know these.
Yeah, he doesn't even know about it. He does. But
all right, maybe I just.
Are you faking it?
Oh no, I'm no.
Usually it's the lady. I'm kidding.
Later on, he's got that look in his eye. Yeah, no. I'm sure. I know what you're talking about, but
yes.
Yeah, I'm just playing.
Speaking of, got to take a break. What? This is berry salty.
Yes. Have you had berry salty?
Delicious.
Is that what you poured?
Well, we had Manasquan Wit from the fridge. Thank you, Ming.
Ross Brewing.
Thank you.
I can try some.
Yeah.
And now we're trying berry salty, which is a sour.
Yeah, it's nice. It's
from
refreshing.
Ross Brewing.
And sour enough, but not like.
Yeah.
When I was at the American Craft Beer Festival in Colorado, I'm going to toot my own horn here because for some people that's a bucket list thing. I'm hoping it's not. I'm hoping I get a chance to get out there again. I had some incredible sours that were just broken. What was it? Crooked Stave was the name of the company. They weren't even selling anything outside of Colorado at the time, and they were phenomenal sours. And I was there in in Colorado drinking sours before like sours like really
Was
hit.
the thing.
Yeah, so it was really kind of cool. It was very
Yes.
cool. So this is a tasty sour.
It is. You know
So
what?
thank you, Ross.
Yeah, thank you, Senor John Ross and Ross Brewing. Can we talk about Ross Brewing really quick, Ming? If possible.
Absolutely,
I can
yes.
share you
I'll talk about Ross Brewing all day.
all day. Well, so we're very fond of Ross. Ross was very generous to our festival, earlier this year, and we were lucky to be able to share some of Ross's product with our our
People who showed up.
attendees
That would
and
be
our
good.
winners. Our
Yeah.
attendees and our winners got to sample some delicious Ross Brewing, and stuff. So a couple of really quick things that I want to say about Ross. One thing which is kind of cool, Ming gave us the backstory, by the way. Ming said that they had an Oktoberfest event.
They did.
And they brought in some tents.
They have one large festival tent.
One large festival tent.
They
and now
rented for Oktoberfest, but at the end, when they're about to return it, they're like, you know what? Can we just buy this tent?
Yes.
Can we keep it? And they worked out a deal with the tent rental company. They own the tent.
Very
The
cool.
tent is there now, and they'll have a nice outdoor area for the winter.
Yes, and not only that, they have the geodesic dome looking like things. I don't know what they're
Oh,
called.
the igloos.
The
Yeah, the
igloos.
igloos are cool, man.
They are cool.
Yes, and especially on a cold. Now, the Jersey Shore is beautiful during the summer, and I don't know how anyone could ever talk smack on Jersey. You know what? But as awesome as the Jersey Shore is, I know, in the
I'm from
winter,
Brooklyn
it gets
originally,
cold. So those igloos are going to come in handy. That tent is going to come in handy.
Yeah, I can see that.
And I do believe that makes Ross Brewing a perfect place to have an event. If you want to have, especially around the holidays, a family get together, a family celebration of some sort, weddings, baptisms, and all of that. Well, I don't know about baptisms.
I was going to say, maybe that might be drawing the line.
Okay, maybe
Can't maybe have a baptism there
at a brewery, yes.
But you can have
You
a
could have a
baptism down the road
and then have an
And
after
then
have a
party.
party. There.
Right,
Yes,
right.
have the party at Ross
Sure,
Brewing.
sure.
And also something awesome about Ross Brewing this Sunday, they're going to have the first annual Middletown Apple Pie Baking Contest.
Nice.
First annual Middletown Apple Pie Baking Contest. Says calling all local bakers. Judging takes place at Sunday, 11/19. Not 11.
Wow. Yes. The date.
November 19th
Mm-hmm.
at 2 p.m. You have to go there. Apple pies and brews. Sounds almost as awesome as cigars and brews.
Yes.
True.
Now, I
True.
will admit that I haven't had one of these yet, but I'm willing
Today.
to learn.
He hasn't had
Yes.
one of these yet today.
Those were very generous
Mm-hmm.
gift, courtesy of Casa de Montecristo, which is a cigar company
Via.
our buddy Chris Orangeo here,
Thank you, buddy.
who is just a connoisseur of movies,
Fine
and
things.
cigars, and he's a dad
I
now.
just like to keep. Yeah, I like to just keep busy with a lot of stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, life
I-
is boring if you're not busy.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. But no, I never really put two and two together because you guys would always just like talk about cigars and ask in general. I was like, do they like them? I'm assuming they do because they asked. So I finally, after 3-4 years of working together, I was like, here's some cigars.
Thank
you know,
Wes. Listen,
That's super cool, man.
no worries, man. I enjoy. I've been blessed with a big inventory of cigars just from going to festivals, honestly, and going to cigar events, and they hand you it, and I'm able to try one. I have duplicates and multiples of them. So if I like something, I like passing on the things I like. If I smoke a cigar and I'm not like the biggest fan of it, I have multiples. I'll just leave it. Maybe just if I'm having like a party or a bigger, bigger group for someone might like it, but like for you guys, like
because some people may like
wanted-
them, some people.
yeah, for you guys, I wanted to honestly like get a few that I really do enjoy that you're not gonna be able to get, like they don't sell regularly, and I was able to have. I just collected a bunch during like COVID,
That is
so I hope you guys get to enjoy. I know like we're coming into the colder months, but we might have a night here and there. where we can
Yeah.
hop outside and with a few like a beer or whiskey and a cigar.
Little bourbon.
Nothing better, or like you said at the festival. If most breweries are really cool with like you having cigars there.
Right.
Question: are they like? Do you have to bake it there, or are you baking it at home and then bringing it for the
That
contest?
is a very good question, and a question that I do not know the answer to.
More
But-
info at the link in the bio.
Ross Brewing Company. You gotta hit them up, and
Yes.
I am sure they will let you know. But
Sure.
I mean, if you're a baker, this is like a nice event to.
And it's a fall event, which is nice, because everyone. Like, I feel like when summer ends, everyone's like, "Oh, there's nothing to do," but like this is perfect.
I could almost smell it exactly, and I think some of those pies would go very, very well. I hope Ross Brewing still has their Jacktoberfest. That is my favorite brew. My favorite brew by Ross. That and the Baconator, but yes, Jacktoberfest is amazing. It is a nice fall brew, very tasty, pumpkiny, and delicious. It's even better. I don't want to talk anything bad about Southern Tier, but Pumpkin Southern Tier is one of the big fall brews. I like Jacktoberfest.
So is Dogfish does a pumpkin one, but but from what you said, this is rocking.
Yes.
I would love to bring you guys to some breweries up like by me and where I work, because you guys are like beer heads. You love beer. And one of my good friends works at Glenbrook Brewery in Morristown, and they do a lot of themed like beer, like because Morristown's a very historical town and all that, so they do a lot of that. But like every season they're changing. Like summer, they obviously have more lighter beers, shanties and shandies and stuff, and then for the fall they do a pumpkin beer. I went there like a few days before my birthday, and a bunch of my buddies got like the pumpkin beer, and they put like cinnamon around the rim of the beer.
Wow.
And I'm not a big pumpkin fan in general, but I took a sip with my buddies. I was like, man, this is actually pretty good. So like they knew what they were doing. Yeah. So, but that's just what I love about like a really good brewery. They are always like you said, like they're doing theme. Like, what did you say, the Jacktoberfest?
Jacktoberfest.
Do they have that all year round, or they just have it for the fall?
It's a seasonal beer.
That's what I think is like just awesome about it. They're able to create seasonal beers like in their own space here in the brewery.
Yes, and not sound like a broken record, but that's one of the cool things about New Jersey. For such a small state, a lot of breweries. Yeah. A lot of here in the Jersey Shore alone, there's so many of them. Now, you work in Morristown, but you live in Woodbridge.
Yes.
Not too far from you, there's one called Cypress Brewing.
Yes.
And they are delicious.
Yeah.
They're top notch.
Ming, you might be able to answer this because you're a traveling man. Do you see a lot of breweries like in the cities you go to, or is it like really just like, is New Jersey like the king of breweries?
There are breweries everywhere.
Everywhere, yeah.
They vary. They're all different, which is why you must visit all of them.
Yes.
When we were with you, we were lucky. We found a delightful Eighth Wonder.
Eighth Wonder Brewing in Houston, Texas.
Eighth Wonder Brewing. It was so freaking awesome, and you know what? It was so cool. You know what? Please forgive me. Like, you think Houston? It was like,
to me, it was like
very diverse.
Man.
It was very diverse. There were Latinos, blacks, whites, everything very open, very lovely.
Yeah, and then Latino women, black women, white women, redhead, blonde, brunette. It was very very diverse.
I didn't notice.
You were probably single at the time, weren't you?
I was very single at the time.
Very single.
Yeah, Eighth Wonder's cool. It's in a warehouse right by the convention center. They have an outdoor area, and then there was food trucks out there.
Yes, the food trucks were awesome, and the seating was very unique, and
I lived in Jackson.
Oh no, that's the truck stop, the truck yard.
Oh yeah, that's a whole.
Still there.
That's right next. It's still there.
It's still there.
It's still there. That's next door to it. In Texas, all the stuff is kind of outside. Since
that's awesome. Yeah.
And but what were you saying?
I was saying I lived in Jacksonville for 5 years, and they already had like established breweries here and there, but there were some that were like coming up. And then when I moved back home, I feel like they were like, it was like a McDonald's. You see one on every corner almost,
Yes. In New Jersey,
I guess that's why I asked, because I don't travel as much as like Ming, but there's always like, you always can find a brewery wherever you go. I feel like, right?
Yes.
I go up to Maine a lot because I have family up there, and they have a place called Industry Way. And one of my favorite beers and companies is Allagash.
Oh yeah.
And Allagash is at the end of it.
I love
like
Curio.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's one of my favorites. Yes. But literally, it's 6 to 10 breweries on one street.
Oh, that's really cool.
I was like, that's pretty sweet. Like, so yeah. I mean, I guess it was a dumb question to think Jersey's just has brews and all that. But because I just, like I said, I'm assuming there's just so many here popping up now.
Diana and I, my lovely lady, big shout outs to you. She's amazing. She got an awesome compliment from a friend today. her and I traveled to South Carolina this year and to Florida over the summer, and both locations that we went to, Hilton Head and the St. Pete area. I mean, not that we've checked out every place, but it was a little underwhelming as far as like, I guess, like the variety of product there and the quality of the product. I was like, oh, okay, I like what we have in Jersey. We're not about to run down the list, but you know, it's
Ross, Kane, Icarus, yeah.
Yes.
We're pretty like blessed in that regard in this little vicinity.
Well, that's what New Jersey does. New Jersey, you know, for a small state, we have a lot of baseball, you know, to play, and you know, for a small state, we have so many creative people and so many motivated and ambitious and creative people. That's what helps makes our festival amazing. We've started watching films, and wow,
mind blown completely.
Wow.
You know, I know we sometimes you know, I know I sound like a broken record when I say that, because you know, like each season we're looking at stuff and we're going, oh my God, but like you said, we're blessed in that regard because we really looked over some stuff so far and have just been, wow, man, like in just small windows of time, you know, they've come up with some really unique ideas and funny stuff. Some have been crap because, you know, sometimes you just hit crap, you know, but I still honor the creative process that goes with that and say, hey, you know, I'm watching it, right? And we're going to watch it, right? Yeah, because you know what? I don't know what's going to happen. We watched that one from last year that most people couldn't watch, and it's a semi-porn film.
Oh yeah,
with the speculum. Yeah. I'm going to go for that. That went a little too far, but in any case, it was.
What's the speculum?
Look it up, kids. Anybody who needs to know. Look it up. Look it up.
No, what I've noticed too, like since hopping on, you know, the viewing committees in like 2021, just like the amount of like quality that is being submitted, and I think that is a testament to the type of festival that is being run. You know, I that's how I always look at it. You know, if I have a project in a festival, and it's nice if like one of my films is like the best film, in my opinion, one of the best like made films. Like I'm talking about like editing, sound quality, all that. I'm obviously happy about it, but there's nothing like when you have a block of films and like the cinematography for all of them is great.
Yeah,
the acting on all of them is really good. The sound, the music, and I think the last 2 years, especially like being able to be behind the scenes with you guys, you see that a lot. You know, and I think the amount of like international films you guys have received, like how we received that is insane. Because how are you like, you know, like you're a festival that is very Jersey in the terms of like who comes like to them, who hosts the award shows, all of that, right?
Yes.
And even the people who are in it,
Jersey-centric.
But to have like these international films, it's just I don't know. I think some of the best films I watched 2 years ago were like
oh my gosh, absolutely
international, and I was like,
what's
and I was like, this is
from Canada, from Spain. You know, we had another great film, and the title escapes my mind right now, but from Spain, but it was shot so beautifully. I'm like, wow, okay, you know, which is really
and when I said crap, I didn't necessarily mean the whole film was crap, because very rarely do we get stuff that comes through the door that's like, it's like 5 seconds of someone going, you know, like that, you know, like generally is like, oh man, what's up with the sound?
Yes,
the sound definitely, like if the sound quality is, it kind of takes you away.
It makes or breaks your film.
Absolutely.
That's what I've always
been
told.
A sound person, if you're good with sound and you're a director, that's wonderful. But if not, you know, investing in a good sound, if you're going to invest money in technical, you know, definitely a sound person.
Yes.
Now, when you're doing your films, really quickly, I mean, I know you're in front of the camera, but you're doing both.
Yeah.
Now, do you have someone with like a board and a, you know, one of those?
Not necessarily a board per se. I'll have like a mixer.
Okay.
I usually use Bill Drummer, and he's really good with audio, and
yes, he is.
He knows what he's doing, and he has a mixer beside him. There's times where I've been on sets just as an actor, and I've there's been boom, and then I've also been loved. You
Okay,
know, so I
okay.
think that's a good backup.
We
plan,
love you too.
I love you guys.
They're loving it.
So yeah, there's there's that element, but yeah, I've tried. I might do a mixture of both next time, just so
Right.
you get all like good audio coverage.
Nice.
Yes. Well,
And then also post audio, that's a big thing. Like someone to sound design and sound mix it, that's big.
Sure.
Because there's a lot of times when I think it could be saved
Mm-hmm.
with someone being brought in post production to kind of like smooth out the noisiness of everything.
Right. Yeah, we've definitely had like things where background noise
Yeah.
was overriding, like even the actors talking. It's like, ouch! Did you look
Well,
at this? But, you know.
also, and you know, just to touch on this ever so briefly, because you know we got to get it going. But I remember a film last year. It was from Canada. Do not remember the title of it because I did not know that I was going to talk about it.
Okay.
But it was a good 15-minute film, 15 to 20-minute film, and in the end, the concept was beautiful and the cinematography was beautiful. The problem was that for the first like 6 or 7 minutes of the film, there was nothing, no audio, no anything. You know, when you are creating anything, a song, you know, or a movie or something like that, sometimes you want to put the main idea forward.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I see the way that some filmmakers now craft the films. They start with the action, the person is getting shot or something like that, and then they backtrack. And they give you the story that leads you to that moment. They just did that in the last season of Jack Ryan. You know, like, love the show, by the way. They showed a scene in which Jack Ryan was being tortured. And now you're like, oh, so he's tortured in this film. Gee, I wonder where that happens. It happens almost towards the very end.
Yeah.
But then they filled in the backstory. But they started with action, something intense. So, you know, sometimes the idea's there, but you don't have time for a slow burn.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, you got to shock.
Especially with short films.
Yes,
yeah.
exactly.
Well, yeah.
Catch the
Yeah,
attention
sure.
and then build behind it. But, you know, we could talk about this stuff forever. In the
We
end,
could.
The idea is we may not get it right, but we are trying. Oh, my gosh, are we trying? And you know, for a couple of years, you were an outsider until you were an insider.
Yeah.
And now you see.
Yeah.
You know, what we go through and stuff like that. And listen, we thank the filmmakers
Sure, yeah.
for taking the
Totally,
time
man.
to submit their great product. Speaking of filmmakers, I cannot go. There's a gentleman that we're hopefully going to have very soon to talk about this project. His name is Rob Margulies. And he has a project called Bobcat Moretti. Bobcat Moretti, Ming is going to put the picture up, you know, in our feed. It stars Tim Realbuto and Vivica Fox and Taryn Manning. You know, looks to be like a very, very interesting project. He was very, very proud of it. And he says that it's on many platforms right now. You could check it out on Vudu. Whatever you do, you should just Google Bobcat Moretti and see where you can see it. We hope to have him very soon speaking about the project. Hopefully we'll have Tim too, unless he, you know, he's busy. But Rob Margulies is amazing, and he's been a friend of the festival for a long time.
A lot of good work. We've
We've
seen
been
over the
blessed.
years,
Yes,
yeah.
I've worked a little, you know, so we can't wait. We
Yeah.
can't wait to see more of it. I just want to ask you, like, first of all, right, we're gonna get together again before the holidays. But what's coming up for you for the, you know, in the next couple of weeks, other than Thanksgiving?
Other than Thanksgiving, I'm slowly developing a web series with Katie Maluski. Very slowly. I'm not trying to rush that, and I'm just trying to write some stuff. Like I said last time I talked to you guys, I've been trying to just find the time to sit down and write like 1 to 2 page stuff that we could just pop online and do stuff. But other than that, I'm just trying to like. Work's always busy around Black Friday, and whatnot.
Oh yeah. Right.
I can't believe Thanksgiving's like here already. That's nothing much else is really going on. I'm really trying to like wait until January to be like a good boy and not like go like not work into the holiday with like this stuff. I'm doing a lot of pre-production stuff, so I don't want to start shooting anything around the holidays because just time is very valuable and you know people are very busy spending time with their family as they should be. So I think January I'll be hitting the ground running with some stuff, you know. entering a few other of my projects into festivals as well. I was in something I've acted in a short film in June called First Day of Vacation.
Yeah,
I sent it
which
to you
was
guys. I sent it to a handful of people.
amazing.
And they're entering it into a few festivals as well. They're from the Midwest, Nebraska, and the
So you have to
writer director.
represent.
Yes. I told him if you want to submit out here, please. Like I'll help out, and I'll go to festivals and whatnot for you. But the director writer just moved to Austin, Texas as well.
Oh, that's
so
just there.
he's going to be
Had I known. No.
he's going to be promoting it, down there as well. So, but other than that, I'm just trying to stay busy. Just trying to balance everything out. So
Awesome. You? What's been going on?
Well, since the SAG strike, I haven't had any work or no. Generally speaking, just trying to keep myself busy, trying to keep myself out of trouble for the most part. It's not easy, being green.
You're going to shout out your little man?
Yes, I would like to shout out Jackson, the otherwise known as the Good
so
Man.
much fun with you in Yankee Stadium, buddy.
Yeah, we had a blast. Oh, that was a cool day. And then we.
is that his first baseball game?
Yes. So it was
Stadium,
yes,
wow.
yes, I know. Well, isn't
Wow.
that cool as shit,
Yes.
man? So
Did the Yankees end up winning?
they did.
They did.
Nice. Oh.
No. Wait. When did they win? Oh, no, the day after they won. Yeah, I'm sorry.
You saw the winning game. He didn't care. He was just totally psyched to hang out with these two guys and watch the game. And it was all hot dogs. He had like 3 hot dogs by the time we even got out of the place. We wound up going to a great barbecue joint after that. Feta Sow over in Brooklyn, Williamsburg, Brooklyn, a place called Feta Sow, which is incredible barbecue. And then we left there and wound up going to Other Half. And that was Jackson's actually first baseball game and first brewery.
All on the same day.
All on the same day.
All on the same day.
Yeah.
Yes.
And probably his first trip to Brooklyn too.
Peyton's been to a few breweries already.
Wow.
She's already,
She's
acclimated to it. So.
That's cool. So yeah, we had a great time there. And then probably about 3 weeks ago, probably 3 or 4 weeks ago, we decided everybody had not been to Coney Island. My sister-in-law had not been to Coney Island. Jackson had not been to Coney Island. So we wound up going to Coney Island, and he swore that he wanted to go on the Cyclone because I told him I had been on the Cyclone a bunch of times. I was like, I'm going to go. And I was like, no, he's not going to go, man. This is the Cyclone. It's like 1927. It was created before sliced bread, It was like wood. And he got on it, man, and we rode together, man. And he was climbing. We're going up the first thing, and it's like, chick, 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 and he's going, Mommy, I want my mommy. I said, it's a little late for that, bro. But we had a blast. Just had a hot dog at Nathan's right around the corner or right down the street. And then we went around the corner to L&B, Spumoni Gardens, had some pizza there. And
every time I go to L&B, Rich is always like, where's my slice?
Yeah.
Why didn't you bring me a slice?
Right.
But
yeah. He was asking the same thing, but I didn't bring any back.
That's
I mean, I
awesome.
did bring some back, but it was not
the same.
enough.
Yeah.
You got to have it in the moment.
So so that's what's been going on, and yes, looking forward to spending some time with the Good Man for the holidays, and hopefully we'll be back here before
we're gonna be here
that
for
holiday,
Christmas again.
Christmas season, holiday-ish stuff. Yeah, so
We'll talk about Yorktown discount wise and liquors in English Town.
Please do talk about that, and then what we have to try to do, I guess, at some point in time, Jackson is so wanting to come down either here, predominantly, I think, most he wants to do is go over to Bellworks.
Oh, yeah.
We
maybe
went,
our next podcast.
well, we
will
went
be
to Bellworks over the weekend just to wander around. And he doesn't mind doing that.
What did he think?
Oh,
Was
he's
he
been there.
just
He's been there a bunch of times.
Oh, okay.
But
all right.
we stop and we look in the window and we see all the stuff at the Shared Universe podcast studio over there, and he's like, oh, he's got the thing from Loki. He's got this. He's got that. When am I going to come in there? I'm like, well, I got to talk
When
to
am
Ming.
I gonna come in there?
I got to talk to Ming.
One of these days we gotta do a kid podcast.
Yeah.
AJ
Oh,
and
yeah.
Jackson.
Yeah.
Talking about whatever they'll talk about Fortnite or something.
Yeah.
They'll
cheese
play
making.
Fortnite live on air or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
That would be awesome. Well, Jackson is the cutest little kid.
Oh,
in the
thank you.
world,
I appreciate it.
and we had a great time hanging out with him.
Yeah. It was a blast.
Yes. I just wanted to send a very, very quick shout out to Ryan Calloway and the cast of The Night of the Harvest. It's the latest movie that I got a chance to get in. I get killed again. Of course, I'm sorry. You know.
Tell us what your mom said.
My mother said to tell Ryan that you're not allowed to be in any of his movies if you get killed again. So I think that our next movie is actually going to be a buddy movie, something silly,
I've
something
gotten killed
funny.
in a few movies, and
Yes.
When my mom met one of the directors, she's like, "Why are you always killing my son, bro?" You have something against him?
Right.
I was like, "Listen, if I get to work with this guy, I'll die in every
Now,
movie."
my
here,
mother
you
has
know?
said, that she has been in a movie theater, and because I've played the antagonist, I played a bad guy, and Ryan Calloway's movies usually feature strong female characters, and these ladies are amazing. They're young, but they're dynamic. They're awesome.
Great actresses, yeah.
Great actresses.
Yeah.
And my mother's actually said that. She's like, yeah. Oh, wait, that's my son. Get him. Wait a minute.
Wait.
Not so fast.
Yeah. Buddy film. I want to see that.
Yes. But
I've always wanted to be in a buddy. I've always wanted.
He's like the king of horror.
I get to reunite with
Calloway.
Ella Bennett. Ella Bennett is amazing. Maya Pankakowski and other amazing actors in the film. So I'm looking forward to see how that project turns out again. Ryan Calloway and his wife Amy, they're Shady Dawn Pictures. They are, I call them a boutique horror shop, because they have a niche, and it may not be for everybody, but the people that love it. And they're rabid. It's freaking awesome.
Which is why there should be out more things, because I really think more people will be digging their stuff.
Absolutely, and I have no doubt. But, I want to close by saying a big, big thank you to Ming Chen, and the Shared Out Universe Podcast Studios. Guys, if you have to come over here. This is kind of like if you saw what we're seeing right now, it's just a lot of really, really cool pop culture stuff, because our buddy here is very, very well traveled, and, he's just a wonderful guy, and you got to meet his acquaintance one day and come podcast here. Come do a podcast about anything.
Yes.
About your
That's what's
exploits when you were
Because if we can do
younger.
this,
Yes.
sorry to interrupt, but if we can get away with doing this and having fun, anybody could really come in and talk about. We could probably come on and talk
Yes.
about worms if you want.
Yeah,
It's
come let out your dirty laundry. We don't care. Come do it. But yo,
I'm sure Ming has heard some things.
oh, he's heard and seen a lot of things.
Oh yeah, you have no idea. You have no idea. Like what's the line from Blade Runner? Like I've seen things that I've seen horrible things that whatever the line from Blade Runner is.
You could sink a lot of careers.
Yeah, I'm like the Roy Batty of podcasting. I've seen some
But
stuff.
he sees nothing.
Comic-Con After Dark.
Don't
man.
worry. Exactly. So hey guys, until next time, submit to the Hang On to Your Shorts Film Festival in Film Freeway. We're looking for your next short film. Music videos. I want to see music videos because they're fun.
Cool. Yeah.
Yes.
And horror, comedy, LGBTQ, and even foreign films, as long as they're subtitled in English.
Cool.
We love to see
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
So yes, until next time, Didi, I heart you. I can't wait to see you. And AJ's hanging out with his Pokemon stuff back there. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Chris O.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you guys. Thank you, Ming.
Thank you, man.
All right. That's a wrap.